people I met. This is just my experience, in Tanzania. So don't quote me. This might not be your experience. You might not agree with any of this, but this is my experience in Tanzania. Hey, what's up, everybody? You are now tuned into TNT, and it's your girl Jazzy J. Your main man Mike Deez is not in this one, but don't worry, guys. He will be back, of course. Big shout out to everybody that's been coming through and supporting the channel. We definitely appreciate y'all. And big shout out to all the subscribers who's been rocking with us and all the new ones. Welcome. So today we have a special video. I know it's been a minute since we've been able to post any Africa content. If you have not checked out the video of us talking about Ukraine, please go back, check that video out and see what's going on with our African brothers and sisters there. And hopefully we will have an update or some more things that we think about that situation coming up soon. So for today, the video that we will be posting is 10 things, 10, count them 10, y'all, 10 things I learned about and from women in Tanzania, Africa, where we went, things that I observed and that I learned about them and that I would like to talk about. And I would see if anybody's been to Africa or if you've been to Tanzania, Ghana, anywhere. I would love for you to comment down below and see if you notice any of these things. One thing I do want to say is every part of Africa is totally different. Some of the things that I'm going to talk about, I know people from other places in Africa and are 100% completely nothing like what I'm about to talk about today. So every experience with you is going to definitely be different. So check it out and see what you think. And make sure y'all comment down below. Let me know if y'all have ever visited Africa. Have y'all seen any of these traits or anything that I'm about to talk about? Big shout out to Tanzania. We had a wonderful time there. If you have not checked out our vlogs and things that we did in Tanzania, pause this video, go on back, check out some of those videos so you can see what we did in Tanzania and our experience, and then come on back here and finish this one up. All right, so number one thing that I noticed about the women in Tanzania was that they help each other. Y'all, I mean, it was like a breath of fresh air to see women come together, help each other with the kids, help each other out. If somebody needs something, all you got to do is look to your left or right and they're there helping each other. I mean, in America, I think we used to be big on that, maybe in the 80s, 70s, when your neighbors would help you and everything. Now our culture has kind of gotten away from that and kind of backed up to be more just me type thing. So it was amazing to see the ladies in Tanzania be so helpful to one another. I mean, one person can be with their child at the store, this child go run off or do something, and another sister is right there to help out her sister. And actually, while they're there, they have people call each other Dada, which means sister in Tanzanian. And you will have a Dada possibly in your house helping you, assist you, and help you get help. And I think that's awesome. I think we need to adopt that a little bit more in the American culture. Our women are taught that we need to be strong and powerful and do everything. And no, it's hard to be feminine. It's hard to be yourself when you are expected to do everything. You can't do everything. You need help. You need somebody to help you. And I love the fact that those women take it above and beyond, or actually there for each other and help each other out. So that was my number one thing that I noticed, and I love that. So shout out to all the women in Tanzania, because that's awesome. Number two, I saw that they are able to let their kids be kids. Like, you will see kids just running free, crazy, having a wonderful time. And me and Mike did a video. Go check out his short where we were talking about the kids that were at the water park. It's just so good to see. Our kids don't get that because we have so many things that we have to warn them about. We've got systemic racism. We've got all kinds of things going on where our kids can't even really be free like that. Black kids come with a warning label. Before your kids even get to go out there and be in the world, you be like, oh, I got to warn you about this. I got to let you know about that. I got to let you know about this and what have you and whatever's going on. So I love the fact that their kids just really get to roam out there and be kids, and they let them be kids. I think because we have so much systemic racism and so many things going on in our lives, we have to be extra strict with our kids. We have to treat them like adults almost. They pretty much get treated like adults because they have to learn quickly on how to maneuver in systemic racism. And they don't have to even really think about that. So the kids really get to grow up, love on each other, and just be kids. So I love that. I love the fact that I see the moms and they're not really tripping. Like, I'm not saying that they're not disciplining their children, but everything, like, you're not like every single second, like, let your kid roam a little bit. They get to do that. So I noticed that about Tanzanian women. They get to let their kids be kids, and I think that's amazing. Number three. So number three, we're going into something that I wouldn't say is a negative, but I would say is something that you definitely want to look out for. Number three is that they can be trusting of foreigners. And when I talk about foreigners, the foreigners I'm particularly talking about are the Mzungu foreigners, if you know what I mean, y'all. If you don't know what I mean, comment down below and I'll let you know what that means. But I have noticed that a lot of people will come from Europe and everything, and not everybody has the best intentions when they go to Africa, as we know. There are a lot of people that come down there with the intention to do harm to you. I won't name all the things that go on, but I'm sure you can use your imagination and know what happens. And I have seen random, when we were there, at hotels and different things like that, just random Mzungus walking around with their kids and like people just being very trusting of them just because of the color of their skin. So I would definitely say this is something that you want to watch for. My brothers and sisters in Africa, everybody does not have your best interest at heart. And you definitely have to be careful with who you let your kids go off with and things like that. There are stories out there of a woman who actually married a Mzungu. She was from Africa. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to take your daughter with me and I'm just going to come back and get you later. And turns out we did a story on it. I'll link it in the cards. But definitely he came back. He never came back for her, for one, and he took her daughter and she ended up being trafficked. So I just want to say, watch out for them foreigners. You can't trust everybody. Like, I know y'all are trusting and y'all see the good in everybody, which is amazing. But at the same time, everybody ain't to be trusted. So that was my third. My fourth one is I saw that the majority, not every single person's the same, but the majority of the women that I saw, a lot of them follow the Muslim faith, and a lot of them were very modest, and I love that about them. In America, we are hyper sexualized. You see little girls wearing short skirts. You see on TikTok and on Facebook, they got babies wearing weaves and this and that and short clothes and being objectified and sexualized. And in America, we get that from the beginning. Especially Black women, you're pretty much almost sexualized since birth. And when you go out, you know, you get the cat calls, you get that, you get all kinds of stuff. And I saw that a lot of them dress very modestly, and I thought that was very respectful. And, you know, it almost commands respect. You know, the women out there are very beautiful women. And at the same time, I still saw a lot of modesty in how they dressed and everything. And I really appreciate that. And I like that about the women that were out there in Tanzania. And now we're on number 5, y'all. We are halfway there. So number 5, I noticed that they were this actually coincides with the modesty as well. They were very respected by their men. The men there treated them like sisters and not like an object. You know, when you're in America and you go to the store, you got a cute outfit on or something, there's some dude there, hey girl, da 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 da, or trying to look at you or trying to talk to you or trying to treat you a certain kind of way. Out there, I didn't see the men treating them like that. I didn't see no men overtly gawking at their women. I didn't see them treating their women a certain type of way. I saw them treating them like sisters. And I thought that that was amazing. And I wish we had more of that community feel here in America. And now I kind of see why. You know, I've had African friends, you know, when I was in elementary school and stuff. And I see kind of why they like click up when they get here. Of course, because you're from the same place. But for two, y'all already have that respect for each other. You know, a lot of times here in America, we're taught to go against each other, to compete with each other, that's your competition. That's the person you need to go after, instead of being like, nah, that's your brother. You need to link up and, you know, do something with them. So I love the fact that they have, you know, the family stability that they've gotten together has like commanded a respect out of the men. And that actually is a big shout out to their men as well for treating their women like that. That's awesome. So that's another thing that I observed and I really, really like. 6. So number 6, this one is actually for the Tanzanian culture in general. Now, I will say this is just for Tanzania, what I've noticed, because I've known some Nigerians, I've known some different people on different side of Africa, and this don't apply. Like, I feel like it's kind of different over there. But for Tanzanians and Tanzanian women, I've noticed that they were very soft spoken. Very soft spoken. Like, the people literally whisper. Like, you are there and you're like, what? What'd you say? And they're like, and you're like, what? Like, you're trying to figure out what they said half the time because they're very soft spoken. They whisper when they talk. And it's actually kind of like, it was a breath of fresh air because, you know, sometimes like people be just yelling all the time. If you live in New York, you know, it's just loud, period. If you're from Texas like me, it's just loud, period. Like, pretty much everybody loud. So it was just really nice to see very soft-spoken, you know, women and men. The men were soft-spoken too. So it wasn't even just the women. Like, the whole culture was very, very soft-spoken. So that was something that I definitely noticed. And I thought that was nice too. I like that. There was nothing wrong with that at all. No, number 7, excuse me. Even though that they were soft-spoken, I noticed that they were confident and unapologetic in a good way. So me and Michael stayed at a hotel out there. Big shout out to the Azor Hotel. We were there for, it almost felt like we lived there. I'm not even kidding. We were there for so long. We got to know all the like all the people that worked there, Violet, Aisha, like we had so many people that cared for us and helped us. So we were pretty much like family. So living in America and being a Black woman in America, I have noticed that we have to apologize so much, even when we haven't even done anything wrong. We're always saying sorry for something. We're always apologizing for the way we are because somebody's trying to make us feel bad about something. We're always constantly, if you've ever worked in a corporate America or corporate circles, you're constantly having to apologize to people and apologize for who you are or what you're doing. And I noticed that about myself. I'm always very apologetic, even when I haven't done anything wrong. Like, you know, somebody could have got my order wrong at McDonald's and I'll be like, I'm sorry. And I'm apologizing to them. Like, that's just something that I do. And I've noticed that about a lot of people out here that, you know, we are apologizing. And one of the Tanzanian women, she was like, Jasmine, you're just way too nice. Like, you don't have to say sorry for that. And like, she meant it genuinely and kindly, like, not to make me feel bad, but to let me know, like, girl, you ain't gotta apologize for that. Like, and I really took that in and I was like, you know what, that's something I'm gonna work on because I don't have to I almost apologize just for breathing sometimes, just for being in a certain space, which I shouldn't have to apologize for. So I noticed that they are very confident and unapologetic, but it's in a good way. Even with being soft-spoken, they're very confident and they're not really like out there apologizing. Like if it happens, it happens. So I like that, and I like that confidence, and I like that they can even have that with still being soft-spoken and still carry that confidence that they have. I thought that was awesome. So number 8, I think we're on number 8. So number 8, something that I noticed that I was very, very surprised by is not all, but the majority of Tanzanians does not wear their natural hair. I was very, very surprised. Like, I thought when I went to Africa, I was going to be like, okay, we going to have the twist outs, the braid outs, the locks, the fros, like the short haircuts. I was like ready to see my people like all in their natural state. But I've noticed that the Europeans have come and colonized a lot of areas in Africa and makes them feel bad, even in their own home, makes them feel bad about being themselves sometimes. So a lot of them feel like they got to do wigs and braids and this and that. So that was very surprising to me because I thought like going to Africa that it wasn't really going to be like that I was going to see us more in our natural state. But no, hair is a big thing over there. There's a lot of braiding. I knew I would see that. But the like wigs and the weaves and everything like that, I definitely did not expect to see as much as I did when I was over there. So yeah. And, you know, American Black women are sometimes, you know, number one when it comes to standards and fashion and this. So I think sometimes, you know, for one, people are pushing it on them. And then for two, you see what the other people are doing and it just kind of comes out like that too. So, but that was something I was surprised about. And the women I talked to, a lot of them weren't educated in how to take care of their natural hair. And they weren't realizing, the crazy thing is, I thought like shea butter and all the stuff that comes from Africa that helps your hair grow, I thought that was going to be rampant out there. I thought I was going to be able to go out there and buy up all the shea butter and buy up all the oils and everything. But that stuff is actually shipped to America. A lot of it isn't even in Tanzania, in that area, but they don't even get the benefits of that. Like Ghana and all those places, they ship it to America. So a lot of them don't even know about shea butter or know like what to do to take care of their hair. I had a lot of different women asking me like, what can you do to, like, how do you take care? I'm like, I'm using all the natural stuff from Africa. We got to figure out how to get y'all stuff to y'all, because that's what's doing great for people's hair and everything. So that was something big that I also noticed. Number nine is, I love the way they embrace like natural fragrances and their scents. In America, we're taught to like load yourself up with perfume and all kinds of smelly soaps and all kinds of this and that. And come to find out later on that actually a lot of those things cause cancer. A lot of those smells, a lot of different soaps and a lot of different stuff that we're using to like, oh, I want to smell like this and smell like that. It actually does cause cancer and causes different stuff. It also causes dermatitis, which inflames your skin and gives you skin issues as well. But that's not something we're taught. We're always taught like, you got to smell like this, you got to smell like that. And I love the fact that they embrace their natural scent. I love that about Africa. And like, because out here it's going to be like 10 different smells, 20 different smells. You're going to be having to do this and that. So that was one of the things that I really liked about Africa as well. And the last one, last but not least, the women out there were on the hustle, business oriented. So at the same time with getting help, with being able to still be feminine, I still notice the hustle. Like you'll go out there, you'll have somebody that has something on their head, walking the water bottles around. You got somebody that's selling bracelets or selling this or selling that. They're out there and they're making money. They're owning businesses. They're owning shops. They're owning different things. And not just them, but the men out there as well. So I love to see that. I love to see that they're on their hustle. Like I see that same mentality in America as well, for Black women that just be grinding. And I like that. I 100% like that. Overall, my experience in Tanzania was wonderful. I love the people I met. This is just my experience, you know, in Tanzania. So don't quote me. This might not be your experience. You might not agree with any of this, but this is my experience. And so this is what I experienced for the women. So I would love to hear what you think below. Have you ever been to Tanzania? Have you ever been to Africa? And if you have, what did you notice? What were some things that you noticed about some of the women there that you would like to speak about? But overall, I 100% refer going to Tanzania. It is an amazing place and we will be going back, y'all. So thank y'all so much for tuning into the video. I hope y'all like this. Give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thanks for tuning into TNT. And we out, y'all.